Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy officially December, last month of 2023. I'm looking forward already to the new year. We're going to give it a couple of seconds and then we're diving in because this is going to be a quick masterclass. I don't have a full hour. If you're watching live, do me a favor, say hello in the comments. I got my awesome personal assistant, Ocean, moderating the comments. So make sure that we'll get to any questions that you might have, but let me know that you're here. Say hello in the comments. Since this is a Facebook Live, Mr. Neville's, hello. Mr. Lee, hello. I know a lot of our Maya and GrowPro clients are gearing up for the holiday event that we always do on the first Saturday of the month. We have ours tomorrow as well. Really excited about that. Hello, Mr. Piper. Hello, Miss Vanderpool, Miss Palos, Miss Jilly. All right, awesome. Love to see it. So we don't have a ton of time, so I'm going to dive right in. I've got a keynote for you. We're going to be drawing a model as well. So make sure you got your pen and paper. And as questions pop up, just let us know. Mr. Lee says just had some inventory delivered. I got to be honest, Sunday night, I could not sleep very well because our vendor, which is a brand new vendor that we use to get some like rash guards and fight shorts and spats and hoodies, we put in a huge order. I'm talking hundreds of items. And he basically said, I'm not sure if it's going to be here on time. So like Sunday night, I did not sleep at all. It made it on time, thankfully. So we're ready to rock and roll. We're going to be setting up for the holiday event tonight. Super excited. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And we are diving into the 12 days of Christmas. I had a couple people say like, hey, you spelled Christmas wrong. And it's like, it's a play on my name. I spell my name C-R-I-S. And basically what we're going to be doing is every weekday from now until, I don't know, 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be going live. And this is my way of giving back to our awesome industry, to everybody in this Facebook group. Started this Facebook group, I want to say maybe like 4 years ago. We're almost at 3,000 members. Really want to crack 3,000 members before the end of the year. So if you know any martial arts school owners, any staff members that you think will find value in the content that I put out one piece of content in this group every weekday, please invite them so that we can hit that number. So 12 days of Christmas. My mission over the 12 days of Christmas is to give you 12 critical marketing strategies to implement in your martial arts school going into 2024 so you can recruit more students and increase your revenue. And obviously, when we do that, we can make a bigger impact in our communities. I think this is perfect timing. Most of you are gearing up for planning for 2024. So having these insights and knowing these strategies that you need to make sure are involved in your game plan is going to be mission critical. So we're starting today, Friday the 1st, and then all of next week, all of the following week, and then we'll wrap up on Monday, December 18th with the 12th day. Every weekday, 11:30 a.m. to 12 p.m., 30 minutes, and that's Eastern time. They'll be short, they'll be sweet, but they will be impactful. We're going to be going over things from funnels to branding, social media, email, SMS, local SEO, paid ads, tracking, events, partnerships, AI, one of my favorite topics. And we're going to wrap up with strategically planning your 2024. And I know if you implement these foundational building blocks, you will recruit more students and increase your revenue going into the new year. So today we are going to be kicking this off with 3 foundational items. So 3 things, right? Love the number 3. 3 things that you have just got to make sure you have in place before anything else. If you don't have these 3 things in place, all of your other marketing efforts are just not going to be able to be maximized, okay? Quick code of conduct. Take notes, please. Grab a pen, grab a paper. Maybe you like the iPad, maybe you like the Remarkable, but take notes. There's something that happens that's transformational when we put pen to paper. Participate. So get in the comments, ask questions if you have them. Hello, Miss Angelari. Nice to see you on. For those of you, because we did get quite a few new people into the group that don't know me, Cris Rodriguez. I own Gracie Pack MMA. It's a BJJ and MMA academy in Tampa, Florida. We've been open for 11 years. I'm also Maya's digital marketing consultant, and I am the founder of Grow Pro Agency, where we work with over 400 martial arts schools. And we run their Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads. We do social media management. We have a concierge service where we do live lead follow-up. We do Google business profile optimization. We basically do everything except for websites. And I've been running paid ads for over a decade. We spend over $250,000 every single month solely on Facebook ads for our clients, about 100 grand on Google, spend money on TikTok. And we have a lot of data. And I always say math is the path. We want to be making data-driven decisions. And because of all the data that we have, it allows us to do that. So really excited to be here with you guys today. And let's go ahead and jump in. So when we say the term marketing, okay, man, that is just such a loaded term, because marketing is really an umbrella term for a bunch of different subset of skills. I mean, when you really think about all the different skill sets that you can learn in marketing, from A/B testing, keywords, banner ads, social media ads, geo-targeting, inbound marketing, landing pages, SMS, email. I mean, the list is just incredibly long. And if you owned a school 15, 20 years ago, not as many of these skill sets were required to be successful. And one of the things that's important to understand is in our business, in our martial arts school, we can either pay with our time or we could pay with our money. So what do I mean by that? I mean, we can pay with our time and learn how to do all of this, right? Do the research, take the courses, read the books, watch the YouTube videos, and then have to test it to see if it works, right? We pay with our time and our energy, or we pay with our money and we outsource it, whether that's we're delegating it to a team member that maybe is up to date on this, or you outsource it to a company like Grow Pro. Regardless, you need to have some base level of understanding if you are delegating or outsourcing. Okay, so there are a lot of terms that occur with marketing. And one of the things I want you to understand is that your digital marketing, we're not just going to be talking about digital marketing over the next 12 days of Christmas. We're going to be talking about digital marketing, event marketing, and traditional marketing. But what I don't want you to do is think of digital marketing as another marketing channel. It's just this other marketing channel that I need to do. It's actually an infrastructure that, if done correctly, will supercharge all of the other marketing efforts that you're doing that might be event-based or, more traditional channels. And when you implement digital marketing, event-based marketing, and traditional marketing, what you are getting is this vortex of movement in your community, and you will be that business where somebody says, man, I see you guys everywhere. And that's ultimately what we want to do with our marketing, is increase our visibility, okay? One of the big mistakes that I see over and over again, I want you to make sure that you're not going into 2024 making these same mistakes, is running a monoculture business versus a polyculture business. So what do I mean by that? So these are like farming terms, okay? I want you to imagine there's a farmer that has a really large field. And instead of just planting one type of crop, right? Maybe like normally I would just plant corn. This farmer decides to plant several different types of crops. So they do corn, they do wheat, potatoes, they do carrots, they do tomatoes, right? And the reasoning is this. One, farmers love fresh produce, right? But they're also aware that there's weather and market demands that can be unpredictable. So as a farmer, if I only plant corn and the market price for corn drops, or a disease specific to corn crops hits my field, I risk losing my entire harvest and income. But if I plant multiple types of crops, even if one of them fails, the others might thrive. And also, different crops mature at different times. And because of that, it would produce a steady supply and income throughout the year. So the farmer knows by diversifying their crops, they actually maximize their chances of success. And this is the same thing in our martial arts industry. Most people are just planting one or two seeds. They only focus on one aspect of marketing instead of multiple. And I'm here to hopefully inspire you to make sure that you are planting different types of seeds in your business going into 2024 so you can really reap all of the benefits, okay? This is gonna start with understanding your funnel. And I just want you to ask yourself this question real quickly. I want you to ask yourself, what are all the different ways that in 2023, so think back for the last, 11 months, what are all the different ways that we are currently trying to get people into our school, into our funnel? And the majority of schools are only leaning on one channel, right? They'll only do Facebook ads. They'll only focus on partners in education. They only focus on word of mouth or their referral program. And this is incredibly dangerous. And I want to tell you a quick story, and I'm going to share my iPad here because we are going to, we're going to do some drawing. So again, grab your pen and your paper. And I have this student, he used to be a student of mine many years ago. His name's Timmy Hawks, and his entire family trained. His dad trained BJJ, him and his brother and his sister, all of them. And he's the youngest, and he probably trained with me for 5 years, from maybe like age 5 to 10. And then they ended up moving away. They ended up moving to Washington, but I kept in touch with the family. The dad would come and train every time he visited Tampa. And Timmy reaches out to me and says, he's 16, by the way, and he's like, enrolled in high school and in college at the same time, super smart kid. And he reaches out to me and he says, I want to start a digital marketing agency. And I just think that's the coolest thing ever, because somebody I know from the BJJ world wants to get into the agency world. And Timmy really doesn't have much experience. So I've taken him under my wing and I have kind of showed him all of the basic ropes. And his dad has a friend that owns a roofing company. And the dad basically talked the friend into letting Timmy, use his business as a guinea pig for his digital marketing efforts. One of the issues, though, is that this guy that owns the roofing company only wanted Timmy to spend $5 to $10 a day on Facebook ads. And for those of you that run Facebook ads, you know that that's just not going to move the needle at all. And Timmy's kind of running into some issues with that. So the next thing I taught Timmy is that he's got to get a contact list from the roofer, and he's got to get the Facebook pixel on the roofer's website, right? So if you're running ads, you got to make sure you have the pixel on the website, and you got to make sure that you're uploading that contact list into the Facebook ads manager, because you can retarget those people. Anybody that's ever opted in, you can put their information into Facebook and you can show them ads. Well, Timmy puts the Facebook pixel on the website, and you got to remember this, he's only spending about $5 a day driving traffic to the website. And Timmy comes to me and he's like, this pixel isn't firing very often. And it's because this particular roofer, one, their website isn't great and it's not optimized for local SEO, search engine optimization, but he doesn't have any traffic, any sources that are driving prospects to the website, which is why the pixel isn't firing. So you have got to ask yourself, how many different traffic sources, not only am I driving to my website, but am I driving into my business? So what I want you to do is I want you to draw a funnel just like this, okay? And we're going to break up this funnel into 3 different sections, okay? Your goal going into 2024 is making sure you're planting those seeds that brings more traffic into this funnel so that we can, 1, increase our lead generation. 2, then we want to make sure we are nurturing our leads. And then finally, 3, we get the sale. Okay. And if you've been following me for a little while, you know that I talk a lot about the customer journey, the 6 stages of the customer journey. I've done courses on it. I've done webinars on it. And what really this first section of your funnel is getting more awareness into your business, getting more awareness, getting more visibility. Then once they're aware of us and they know of us, we then need to get them to consider us. And this is consideration. And then once they're aware of us, they're considering us, we now want to ask them to make the purchase. So what I want you to think about right now is up here up top in your lead generation, I want you to write traffic sources, okay? And I'm just going to list some of these traffic sources. And as we list them, if you're doing them, I want you to either circle them or I want you to underline them, okay? So number 1 is going to be search engine optimization. And we're really going to unpack this on one of the days of Christmas coming up. But your website is the cornerstone of this, but so is your Google business profile. And if your website is not optimized for SEO, if your Google business profile is not optimized, then you're not going to be driving traffic to your website when somebody Googles martial arts in your area. We can also do Facebook ads. We can do pay per click, which is like Google ads. You've got your more traditional marketing sources such as print and every door direct mailers. Print marketing is not dead, guys, okay? Taking rat cards and going into local mom and pop shops is still a very great marketing source, okay? Every door direct mailers, same thing. That's where you bring flyers to the United States Post Office and they will mail them out to specific routes that you choose, okay? You also have just good old organic content. Are you putting out content on a consistent basis that resonates with your audience? You've got word of mouth and referrals. We've got partnerships, right? Ideally, partnerships in education. We've got setting up booths. We have hosting events. So what I want you to do right now is go through that list, and anything that you are currently doing, I want you to highlight it or circle it. Maybe you're, doing Facebook ads, and maybe you have, a referral program and you get a lot of word of mouth. So whatever it is, I want you to go in. And the way that I want you to look at it is these are how many seeds that you are planting in your business right now, okay? Some of these are going to be more impactful than others. Some of these you're going to have to pay more with your time and your energy than your money, right? Like partnerships and education doesn't really cost a lot of money, but it does take time and effort to build that relationship going into the schools and, teaching 2-week, 4-week classes, doing school talks and things like that. So go through the list and see what are you doing? And maybe you're planting different seeds. You can go ahead and write those in as well, okay? So that's the first aspect, is we got to make sure that we're driving traffic into the ecosystem of our business. Then once that traffic comes in, we got to nurture it. And this is where a lot of schools that do plant a lot of seeds drop the ball, because we know fortune is in the follow-up. And follow-up has to have 3 things. Call them the trifecta. You got to call. Don't tell me nobody wants to talk on the phone. There are people that enjoy talking on the phone. You got to call. Even if they book through an online calendar, you need to pick up the phone and call. You need to be texting. Text and SMS have a 98% open rate versus email. Good email open rates around 20 to 30%. And that's going to be the third one. So I want you to assess, once I get these leads, what does that follow-up look like? And how much of it can you automate? Because texts and emails, you actually can automate pretty easily. The other aspect of lead nurturing that I don't think enough schools focus on that can really push your prospect to the next stage of the funnel, which is the sale, is providing them with testimonials. And you can build these testimonials into your follow-up. And this should also be built into your website, that cornerstone of your online presence. And then reviews. I've done a handful of webinars on how to hit triple-digit reviews. So particularly reviews on Google, those are, in my opinion, the most important. And if you are struggling with your Google business profile ranking, then that's where the focus needs to be. And then you also have Facebook recommendations, okay? Once we generate the leads by planting all the seeds, once we have adequate enough follow-up, ultimately, we want to get them in the door to get the sale. Getting them in the door and getting the sale is going to be largely built on the rapport that you built during this process. The rapport that was built on the phone call, the rapport that was built through emails and text messages. How much do they know, like, and trust you? And another huge aspect of this that I think so many school owners overlook is, what does your sales process look like? Every school owner says, just get them in the door and I'll go ahead and close them. I mean, are you looking at your KPIs? Are you actually closing every single person that comes in the door? That sales process includes, what does your tour look like? If they're doing an introductory lesson, what does that look like? If there is some form of a presentation that is given, I truly believe the absolute best sales process in the industry is Maya's 4-step enrollment process that we teach our clients. And I just love it because it's simple and it's a repeatable process, because you might not always be the one that wants to do the sales conference. So you need to have a repeatable process. Okay. So my question to you going into 2024, how many of these traffic sources, how many of these seeds are you planting? Because you're setting yourself up for failure if you're only planting 1 or 2. Okay. So that is mission critical tip number 1. Mission critical tip number 2. Once you start implementing these different traffic sources, we want to make sure that they pay off. And this means your NAP, your NAP consistency, which stands for name, address, and phone number, must be accurate everywhere online. And I think most people think, okay, well, I looked at my Google business profile, looks good there. I looked at my website, looks good there. That's not the only places your school, your business is online. So here are 15 places that you can audit. Number 1 is your website. And more than likely, your address is on many different pages on your website. It's probably in the footer. It's probably on the contact page, probably on the location page. Chris, my address is my address. How could somebody mess up my address? When I say NAP accuracy, I mean down to the capitalization. I mean down to the punctuation and how you are spelling certain words. If you are on an avenue, are you spelling out avenue? Are you just putting AVE? Are you putting AVE period? If you're a suite, are you spelling out suite? Are you putting STE? Are you putting STE period? We want this consistent across the board, down to the letter, down to the punctuation. Okay. Your Google business profile is the most vital place. And we got to make sure there's congruency between the profile and your website. And then you have your social media profiles. Anywhere you have a presence, even if you're not using it, right? Maybe you created a Twitter, now an X account many years ago, you never use it anymore. But wherever you have social media presence, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you have that presence, you need to make sure that it's accurate. Any local business directories, if you're on Yelp, Yellow Pages, there is an online listing for Yellow Pages. If you're part of the Better Business Bureau, you need to make sure that's accurate. And any industry specific directory. So maybe you're part of a licensee company. Maybe you're part of a franchise and they list the address on their, HQ website. Is it accurate? Okay. Any online review sites that you're a part of. So those are the first 5. Next 5. If you are a part of the local chamber of commerce, one of the benefits typically is that they'll take your business listing and they'll put it on the chamber of commerce website. So is it accurate? All of the map services. This is incredibly important if you've moved locations. I remember about 6 years ago when we moved locations, 5 or 6 years ago, it was really easy for us to get the accurate listing on Google, but on Apple, it was not. It took like us repeatedly reaching out to them. If you're on Bing, same thing. So any map services. If you put your address in your email signature, you want to make sure it is listed exactly like your Google business profile. If you're using your address in Google ads or Facebook ads, if there are any press releases that come out, okay? Event listings. Maybe you have a partnership in education with the local elementary school and they are listing your business on their fall festival page because you're a sponsor. Got to make sure that it's accurate. What Google does when somebody's searching for you is they send these little spiders out and they are looking for the exact information that is on that Google business profile. So we want to make sure it's all accurate. If you have any B2B relationships with other companies where you guys market for each other, if there's any local blog mentions, maybe like the local community blog or newsletter came out and they're doing a piece on you, any professional associations that you're a part of, and then as well, government and public records. So if you're going to be spending the time and energy and money to take your digital marketing to the next level, as well as your event and traditional marketing, we want to make sure that people can find us properly. And having these citations accurate is really going to help where you rank on Google. Google wants to make sure that the information that it's providing its users is 100% accurate, okay? So number 2, got to make sure NAP consistency across the board. Last up, and then we're going to wrap it up, tracking your traffic, okay? If you're planting these seeds, you're going to be getting more incoming traffic, and you've got to make sure you're tracking the leads that are coming in, the appointments that are being booked, how many people are showing, what your close ratio is, and if you have a paid trial, because sometimes people do like come in for a free introductory lesson, they present the 12 months, person maybe has some objections, isn't ready to commit for 12 months, so they downsell a paid trial. You need to keep track, well, what does the trial to close ratio look like if you're offering a free service, okay? One of the things I want you to keep in mind once you start tracking this are what are the kind of benchmark metrics you're looking for. For a free offer, we want 50 to 60% of our leads to convert to appointments, 70% of them to show up, 80% to close. And if I had to downsell a trial, I want 90% of those trials closing. So 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. The reason 50 to 60 is a range is because this is taking into account the different traffic sources where the leads are coming from. A lead from Google is going to be a higher quality lead from Facebook because that lead on Google was actively searching for martial arts. So I'm giving you 3 options here. You don't need to do all of the action items. You guys being on this call means you are in motion. I want you to take action. And we've got lots of different levels of schools here. So you pick the one that you need the most help with. But action item number 1, audit your traffic sources. You just got to ask, how many crops am I planting? How many seeds am I planting? Action item number 2, check across all of those 15 platforms, your NAP citations, and make sure that they are 100% accurate. And if they're not, then you need to reach out to that platform to get them to update it. And then action step number 3, if you are not using some form of a KPI dashboard, I do not consider my CRM to be my KPI dashboard. They're not always 100% accurate. The most successful people I know run their businesses off of Google Sheets. So you want to take those numbers on either a daily, weekly, or monthly basis and plug them into a spreadsheet that you have instant access to. I wanted to give you a gift to help you with this. So I'm going to give you the 3 scorecards. So this is, and I'm going to drop this link in the comments here. You need to go to File and then make a copy. And inside the very first page, there's an explanation of what each column is. But there is a recruiting spreadsheet where you can put the number of leads, number of appointments, number of shows, number of closes. And what's neat is the formula is actually built into the scorecard. So at the bottom of the page, it'll pump out those percentages for you, so you don't even need to do the math. You're then going to get access to a retention scorecard, which if you pump your information in, it'll let you know what your attrition rate is, which is the percentage of students that you lose. And then you have a revenue scorecard that has all the formulas built in, so you can keep track of each of the types of income that are coming in, the different profit centers that are coming in. So this is my gift to you, the 3 scorecards. Go to File, go to Make a Copy, and you know what your action steps are. If you guys are coming on a training with me, you know I'm going to give you some homework, because we don't just want to be in motion. We want to take action. I want you to set yourself up for success going into 2024. And on Monday, I hope you can join me at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. We're going to be unpacking Branding Blitz. We're going to talk about what makes a strong brand. Some of y'all's brands are stuck in the 1980s and 1990s. We want to pull them into 2024. We're going to go over 7 questions that you can ask yourself to help develop a stronger brand. And we're going to talk about how this affects your marketing and how it affects how you are perceived in your community. All right. Short and sweet. That's my time, 30 minutes. I hope you guys found some value. We'll post the action steps in there. You've got the scorecard as well. And I will see you guys back on Monday for day number 2 of 12 Days of Christmas. Make it a great day. Make it a great weekend. And for those of you that have your holiday event tomorrow, crush it. Peace.